The most powerful version of Kokomi is in front of your eyes, and obviously this has been enabled through the level 100 Ascension limit, as well as now with Loma in the Nilo Bloom teams, and that is what we'll quickly review today. Honestly, I'm super happy as a Kokomi main. The fact that I can hit, depending on the enemies of course, but anything from between 120 to even 170k blooms is just amazing. So obviously, I think a lot of people want to know, well, what did we get in terms of the Stellar Fortuna? Because I'm one of those people that I've got a couple of C6 units, so this means that inevitably I need to cash in on some of my old C100 Chi-Chis and so on. And effectively, what I found is that I've got about 31 Masterless Stellar Fortuna, and you'll notice, as you can see on the footage, immediately as I logged in here on Watatumi Island, I did not even hesitate. I did not even think twice. It was already a done deal. Before I even received that mail, Kokomi would be level 100. Now you might ask, well, what does this actually really mean, apart from the fact that you've got a bit more HP and you can do a bit more bloom damage? Honestly, not much. I think this is just a very nice gesture that you can put in towards the character that you like. And it's almost just a nice way of saying, I've now finally completed my character, especially if you're someone like me that's got a couple of C6s. You'll just be like, okay, this is my favorite character that I've quite literally play with the most. Like, I think people who have watched my channel know how crazy I am about Kokomi. So for me, this is just almost like the final kind of like a little bit of an end game. We've completed Kokomi very well, and now we can enjoy that by just absolutely destroying the enemies. And as you can see on screen, obviously Nehida, Nilo, and even Loma herself have been put to level 100. And I'm very happy with this decision. I am someone that loves the Nilo Bloom teams. I am someone that loves the Sichuan Mono Hydro teams. So obviously Sichuan, Farina, and Yelon, they're also level 100 here. And honestly, it's just a bit of a victory lap, if you will, that we are taking here in the Spiral Abyss. But yeah, I think, look, there is a lot that one could say about the fairness of the Stellar Fortuna system. I personally would have liked it to be tied to the end game so that you could at least receive one per season for clearing some of the hardest content, and therefore F2Ps would have been able to get the option as well. But in terms of the actual practical game, I think this is very much for me like the Stygian Onslaught skins. It really is just another nice to have, and I would rather the devs put in perhaps a bit more time on giving us actual, let's say, new character animations, new sound effects, even perhaps like character specific buffs, or bring out a roguelike dungeon and game mode where in that game mode alone the character does receive different like buffs to their kits, or even like reworks, just to give you a bit more replayability and content with the character itself. So basically what I'm saying is level 100 is really awesome. But what's even more awesome is if we can actually put in more effort with the actual character themselves, rather than feeling like you always need to just buy into the latest hype, which in a certain sense is what I'm kind of getting here with Loma. In other words, you're going to have a great time now with Nilo Bloom, but it's going to be enabled if you only gacha to get the new character. So in a certain sense, there is a bit of a... my feelings are a bit 50-50 on it, if you will. But regardless, look, there's a lot of fun we can have. Now, Loma herself, I haven't honestly quite figured out how all of the tech and the Nilo Bloom teams change, how you should position. There's lots of new things to discover with her, so do look forward to that in the upcoming videos. And do tell me what you think of all of this. I'm happy as a Kokomi main, but I do also understand the other side of a lot of people that may also really like Kokomi, and because of just the sheer RNG or the fact that they do not spend money on the game, they can't level 100 day Kokomi and just, symbolically have as much fun. So I do get that side as well. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and in the next video we'll tackle a bit more of Notcry, especially getting to Columbina's cave early without doing the Archon quest and stuff. Lots of little interesting secrets. Alright, keep well everyone, cheers.